Okay, I have pasted the YouTube link to the chat room. So if you're here and you cannot hear me, you can watch via YouTube. The link is right in the chat. I have pasted it twice. I have pasted the link to the YouTube. You can watch via YouTube. For some of you that cannot hear me here on Zoom, you can please watch via YouTube. Please watch via YouTube. The YouTube links will be sent to the groups soon as well. Okay, so let's proceed. So I was using the analogy of a child to compare speaking. So the child, yeah, sorry about that. I had to quickly go back to YouTube to rectify something. So I think I'm ready now. Please, may I have the iPhone? Okay, so I'm ready now. So I was using the analogy of a baby to describe, to tell you how to help improve your pronunciation. Please, if you can still not hear me, simply go on the group or check the chat room for the Zoom link. You can view us on Zoom. You can watch us live on Zoom. I have posted that in the chat room 3 times now. Or then very soon you would also get the link in all of our WhatsApp groups. Oh, thank you, Christopher. So let me go ahead. So I said the first thing for you to do is to learn. Just like a child will learn to speak a particular language, for some children, 7 months, for some, it even takes 2 years to do. Then after learning, the child tried to practice. The child tried to say the words. In its imperfection, the child is confident to keep practicing, to keep doing. So the first thing you need to do also as an adult who wants to improve your communication skill or say your spoken English skill, the first thing to do is to learn. You need to learn. And I can tell you, there is nothing like I have overlearned. There's nothing like I'm tired of learning. Like I like to tell the participants of the 6-week Diction Master Academy, there's nothing like I have learned this before. Can I learn again? And this morning, somebody saw my post about the 6 weeks Diction Master Academy. She joined last year and she was like, "Oh, can I join again? I would love to keep learning." And that is the spirit you should have when you want to learn or when you want to improve your communication. Because the truth is, learning to improve your pronunciation or your communication is a journey. The diction queen as I am, I still learn. Every time when I see classes that I feel, okay, this would help me in my communication skill, I go for it, I learn. So keep learning. Now, after learning, the second thing you need to do is to practice. Just like that baby who's learning to walk or learning to speak. Practice, practice, practice. At the 6 Week Diction Master Academy, our motto is practice, practice, practice. Which is why for every task we give them in the academy, every day, Mondays to Friday, there is an assignment to be done to help them practice, to have them send a voice note and send back to the instructor, to listen and give feedback, to help them know what they are doing better and what they are not doing better. Do not joke with practice. Many times we attend a class. Now the enthusiasm is there the first 2 days. By the third day, we are tired already and we go back to our default setting. We go back to our old style of speaking. That way you will not improve. Many times you feel like, oh, that class that I have attended is not transformational, or it's not giving me results. The truth is, when it comes to class, you're there to learn. It's just like a child that goes to school to learn. When it comes to examination, where you want to know if that child have learned or not, if such child do not read for exam, there is a likelihood that that child would fail the exam. And that will tell the parent that the child is not learning. But the truth is, it's not like the child is not learning. It's just that the child is not using what he has learned. And there's a common saying that says, what you do not use, you will lose. So if you really want to improve your communication skill, learning is not enough. You need to practice. Practice regularly. In fact, according to the Oxford Dictionary, practice means doing something consistently. You want to find opportunities to help you speak English conversationally. You want to join conversation groups. I tell people, especially when it comes to grammar and pronunciation, and even vocabulary, many times when we learn, it is a bit abstract. Until you find yourself a club or an academy or a group where you can always speak, you can always use what you have learned, that is when we say it becomes active learning. If you do not do that, it remains passive learning. And what happens with passive learning is that after you have learned for some time, after a while, the knowledge is still in your head. You have the knowledge. But many times when you want to use the knowledge, you find it difficult to use. That is what happens to passive learning. So for you to turn your passive learning into active learning, you want to find a group of people that you can speak with. And that is another thing we do in the academy. When we go on Zoom sessions and we learn things and needs us to practicalize, we go out for breakout session where you have other of your teammates where you practice together for a few minutes before the Zoom session ends. Aside from that, you could also find a group of people. For example, I always like to recommend a group called Toastmasters. Toastmasters is an international group that you can find anywhere in Nigeria. They do both online and offline club where you can join. Now, one good thing about Toastmasters is you have to pay yearly. But of course, before you can afford to pay, because we pay in dollars, I'm a proud member of Toastmasters. Before you can afford to pay, you can decide to always go for Toastmasters meeting as a guest, where you find the opportunity to meet other people like you that are trying to improve their leadership skill and communication skill, and as well public speaking skill to converse with and improve. We do this twice a week. And this is one of the things we are also coming up with at the 6 Week Diction Master Academy. This new month, we will be launching our group where we would always meet twice a week to have conversations. We will not learn. It's just to have conversations around things that are trending at the time. It helps us to practice new vocabulary. It helps us to practice our pronunciation and, of course, our grammar. And at the end, we would criticize each other and tell you, oh, this is what you have done well. This is what you haven't done well. This is what you need to do. Some people is still saying, I can't hear you. Please, if you cannot hear me, simply join on Zoom. If you can't hear me simply join on YouTube. If you cannot hear me on Zoom, it might mean you're not doing something right. Maybe you didn't join with your audio. So if you're still finding it difficult, simply join on YouTube. The YouTube link has been sent to the chat room again. Or you go back to the WhatsApp groups to access the YouTube link. So practice regularly. You can practice by joining conversation groups, like I've mentioned. You can practice by joining online language exchange platform, which is what we are introducing to the 6-week Diction Master Academy this new month, July. The new month starts in 2 days. So by July, we will be launching what we tag the 6-week Diction Master Academy online language exchange platform. All we will be doing is we'll come together to help each of us practice what we have learned. Because many times, some of us live in an environment where we cannot practice. Maybe we speak Igbo, we speak Yoruba, we speak Hausa. So we're putting together an online platform where we can do that conveniently. Another way you can practice is to practice with your colleagues at home, practice at work, practice with your children at home, practice with your partner, practice with your learners. Just make sure you are practicing. When you practice, you keep getting better. Now, another thing you want to do is you want to focus on the area where you need help, that area where you need improvement. There are 3 major areas when it comes to communication. We have the pronunciation, which is also called diction. We have grammar and we have vocabulary. You want to identify the area where you really need to improve on. Then after identifying that, you want to focus on it and learn. So let's say, for example, I can see Joy on my screen. Let's assume Joy wants to improve her pronunciation. So all Joy needs to do is to focus on just pronunciation. Do not be distracted by saying, oh, I want to attend. Maybe you saw a grammar class being advertised yesterday, and because it is very cheap, you feel like, okay, I want to attend it. Or maybe you saw a vocabulary class and it's very, very affordable. Let me attend it. Instead of doing that, look out for pronunciation, because that is what you really want to improve on. Look out for that and focus on it. Now, if Joy wants to improve both, Joy then needs to ask herself, which of the 3 things? Joy then needs to ask herself, which of these 3 things is important to me right now? Which of these 3 things should I work on, such that if I work on these 3 things, it would help me to move from point A to point B. Maybe it would help me to increase my revenue. It would help me to get that promotion I've been looking for. It would help me to be able to communicate better in public. You want to identify that one that is of utmost importance, just like the saying economics. You want to find out, you need to have your scale of preference and find out which of them is the most important. So when you realize that one, then you want to focus on it. For example, if you're focusing on pronunciation, you want to work on your individual sounds. Remember, when it comes to a language, to pronounce such language well, you need to learn the sounds of that language. So you want to focus on the individual sounds of English language, which is one of the things we focus more on in the 6-week Diction Master Academy, as it takes about 75% of your pronunciation and diction. You want to focus on word stress, sentence stress, intonation, and you want to practice. When it comes to practicing, you want to use online pronunciation resources. You can get some resources via our website, www.fluentspeech.com.ng. You can also get lots of other free resources online. Just go on Google and type free pronunciation resources. You can also buy the dictionary. I always like to recommend the Cambridge Pronouncing Dictionary, because that's what I use. And of course, you should use what I call shadowing technique. Shadowing technique is all about repeating after a native speaker or after an authority in line of pronunciation. That is what shadowing is about. Now, the last thing I would like to talk about under the clear path to improving your pronunciation or to improving the communication is also practice, practice, practice. I like to say, if you really want to improve your pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, public speaking, or anything around communication, and you don't practice, then you are a joker. You are joking. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your energy. You're wasting your resources. You're wasting everything. That's the truth. Because the best thing you can achieve, or you want to improve any of these communication skills without practicing, is to achieve what we call passive learning. You would only know it, but you will not be able to showcase it. And I can tell you for free, ever since I have been practicing diction ever since I have been teaching diction, ever since I have been working with people to improve their diction, no one has ever requested my certificate before. And I have, in fact, at the time, my sister would say, why are you still going for certification? These days, when I attend courses, I don't even bother to ask for certification. I just finished a public speaking course about 3 weeks ago. And in the group, we were asked to send a review video about the course so that they can send a certificate. After sending my review, they didn't send it. They asked us to do another thing I did. They didn't send it. For 3 weeks now, they haven't sent my certificate. And I didn't even bother to ask them. Many times when I look into the group and I see people asking for certificate, I just smile. You know why? Many times it is mainly in Nigeria that we appreciate certificate. Outside Nigeria, people do appreciate it. But outside Nigeria, what people really do appreciate more, even in Nigeria, let me put it that way. Even in Nigeria, what people really appreciate more is you showcasing that skill you have certificate on. It is not bad for you to have certificate because as much as I haven't used my certificate, as much as I haven't used it, when they want to read my profile, I list all of those certificates on it. I list all the courses I've attended on it. Also, when I'm putting in for foreign engagement, because I have lots of foreign clients as well, when I'm putting in for foreign engagements, I need to show them my certificate. It has to be on my resume. When I do my introductory video, it has to be there. When I go for what's it called now? For interview, I have to show it to them. So what I'm trying to say is when it comes to communication, it's not about the certificate really. It's more about what you have, what you can give. And if you don't have it, you cannot give it, which is why practicing is key. And that is one big thing we do in the 6 weeks Diction Master Academy. A lot of people have attended lots of class, they have learned, and yet it seems like they're still speaking the way they used to speak. One of the things that is missing is practice. You are not practicing enough. There's a level you practice to that it becomes mastery to you. There's a level you must have practiced that even when you go outside, when it's not practice time, it comes to you naturally. You speak that way naturally. Now let's go to the second thing that we will be talking about today. And that is what you should never do if you want to improve your communication skills. Things to avoid. I can see some people raising their hands. Do not worry. I'm going to have a few minutes for question and answers. So that you will not forget, you can just write your question and answers somewhere. You cannot hear me, Eniola. Please join on YouTube. If you can't hear me, simply join on YouTube. My audio is working well, but if you still cannot hear me, simply join on YouTube. The YouTube link has been sent to the chat room. You can also find it in the e-learning platform, in the WhatsApp groups. Excuse me, please. So let's talk about things to avoid. What are the things you need to avoid to help you speak better? Number one, you need to stop being afraid of making mistakes. Please. One of the reasons why a lot of us do not showcase our communication skills outside is because you are scared of making mistakes. Let me share a story with you. I think it was in 2019 when I started out in 2018. It all started in 2018. That was about September 2018, around that time. That was when I started out as a diction coach. And that was when I launched online. Now, between 2018 and 2019, my eyes saw shege banza. Let me explain. It was so bad then. Please, this isn't about the 6-week Diction Master Academy, please. If you have queries about it, send it to the group, please. Send it to the group. This isn't about the 6-week Diction Master Academy. If you have any query about it, send it to the administrative group. Or yes, the administrative group, that is the best place to send it to, please. Do not divert my attention. Thank you. So between 2018 and 2019, when I make a post on social media, a lot of people will say things like, oh, there's error here. There is error there. They still do that anyway. There is error here. There is error there. you should do it. It's not how you should do that. Like a lot of people coming around and saying different things. It got to a point when I make a post, I will delete it myself because the criticism is just too much. It was overwhelming. I was scared. A lot was going on. I'll make a post, I'll delete it. I'll prepare a post, a content to post. I would edit it for 3 days. After editing it for 3-4 days, I would post it again and delete. At that time, I couldn't afford a proofreader or an editor. At the point, I needed to attend a grammar class, a vocabulary class, and I kept attending pronunciation classes. But then I was still scared of these people until COVID happened. So there was no other way to earn. I couldn't reach out to my physical clients. I couldn't do anything. So I needed to go back online to make things happen. So I went back online. They started again that way. But because hunger finished me, I didn't have a choice. I had to do it afraid. And at the point, somebody who texted me, I don't know if she's here, Madam Itunua Konde, I don't know if she's here. She has been a friend, an old friend and everything since 2018. I have few of them around that have been with me since 2018. She texted me and she said, Miss Bridget. Then they were still calling me Bridget. It was until recently I changed my name to Olubukola because I wanted you to know that I'm Yoruba. Because a lot of people would ask things like, where are you from? This, that. So I had to change my name to Yoruba name. So they can know I'm a Yoruba lady. Then I was still answering Bridget. My Facebook name then was Bridget Agbalaya. That's why I had to change it to Olubukola RB. The B there stands for Bridget. She sent me a message one day and she said that, how do you do this? Even when people criticize you, and there are about, let's assume on my post, I have 15 comments. 12 of them will be negative comments, correcting me, why I have my big glass, why I'm pronouncing O as O, why I wrote was, where I was supposed to write is. A lot of correction, even those that know and those that do not know. Many times when I realize I made the mistake, I'll quickly edit, but some of them will come to my inbox and guide me. But some people would prefer to do that right there in the comments. Some of you that have experienced this, you know how worse you can feel if things like that happen, especially when they're correcting you on things that you seem to be an authority around. Mrs. Otono sent me a message and said, what happened? How come you're still doing this even with all this criticism? You know why? I was hungry. I needed to come out. And thank God I came out. From 0 followers, from 15 criticism, under a comment of maybe 18 comments. Now, I have over 65,000 followers. Over. Just on our page. Just on Facebook. I've not talked about Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, or even my own personal Facebook. Just Fluent Speech Facebook alone has over 65 followers. What am I saying? What I'm trying to say here is not about bragging. It's that even I, the diction queen, I am not perfect. I make mistakes. But I'm not scared of making mistakes because everyone makes mistakes, especially while we're learning. And I like to say learning is a continuous process to learn. The second is, excuse me, please. Sorry about that. I needed to quickly attend to something. So the second thing is being passive. Being passive. You need to avoid being passive. You need to avoid being passive. I already talked about active learning and passive learning earlier. Avoid passive learning. After learning, get into the act. Do it. Say it. Even though you make mistakes, say it. Even though they'll laugh at you, say it. Take an active role in your learning. And how do you do that? Don't just listen. That is why during our webinars, during our 6-week diction mastery webinars, I'll allow participants to pronounce what I have pronounced so that they can take active role in their learning. That is why during the 1,000 naira webinar, I would say, wherever you are, move your mouth, do what I am doing, so that you will take an active role in your learning. Do not just listen passively. Participate actively in conversations, in asking questions. In fact, if possible, on our groups now, instead of typing, do voice notes. Send voice notes. Practice your pronunciations. That's why we are there. Send voice notes. Practice your pronunciation. Stop. Avoid passive learning. Avoid it. If you cannot hear me, please join on Zoom. On Zoom, everyone will be able to hear me. But on YouTube, rather, if you can't hear me, please join on YouTube. If you're not hearing me on Zoom, it might be that you didn't join with your audio. So just join YouTube. You will be able to hear me on YouTube. Excuse me. So you want to avoid passive learning. You want to avoid the fear of making mistakes. Everyone make mistakes. So don't be scared of that. Practice. Be active. Take that active role. Like people would say, you're the driver of the task. And the instructor sends another feedback about your task. Make sure you listen to that feedback. And many times when instructor says things like, you didn't pronounce this word well, pronounce that word again. Pronounce it again. Don't get tired. When the instructor, it's echoing. Is it better now? Someone says it's echoing badly. Is my audio better now? Please confirm if my audio is better now. Please confirm if my audio is better now. Okay, thank you, Priscilla. So what I'm saying is, you want to do not ignore feedback. When you're told the word you just pronounced now, you didn't pronounce it well, pronounce it again. Take the word again. Don't get tired. Just like I said, when I talked about my experience between 2018 and 2021, when people say you didn't write this part well, go back and check to see if I did write it well or not. If I didn't write it well, I would edit it and tell the person, thank you. At the time, I had a particular man, I can't remember his name now, but we still keep in touch, who would say, oh, Bridget, don't worry. Anytime you make a post, I would make sure that I read for you and come to your inbox and quickly tell you which part you need to adjust, which part you need to edit. So do not ignore feedback. Do not ignore feedback when it comes to communication. So remember what you should avoid. Number one, avoid the fear of making mistake. Do it afraid. Make mistake. Let people laugh at you. Let them correct you, but keep improving. Do not stay stuck. When they tell you you didn't do this part well, find out, did I do it well or not? If I didn't do it well, try to improve on it. The second is avoid being passive. Take an active role in your learning. And the last one, which I mentioned, is do not ignore feedback. Don't be afraid of constructive criticism, right? And another reason why you should consider the 6-week Diction Master Academy is we give you feedback every day, Mondays to Fridays. And on Saturdays on Zoom, we give feedback as well. If you can't hear me, please join YouTube. And now that we're coming up with a new part of the 6-week Diction Master Academy, which we call the Online Language Exchange Program. Twice every month, we would meet to have conversations in order to help us practice our pronunciation, our grammar, and of course, our vocabulary. Now let's go to the last part of this session. Please, if you have questions, just note them down. I'm going to give time for questions. The session is meant to hold for 1 hour, 43 minutes gone. So we still have about 17 minutes. So the last part of this is how to overcome past learning. Remember, I told we're learning 3 things. The first is the clear path to improving your spoken English. The second is addressing what to avoid. And the third is how to overcome. The third one is addressing what to avoid. That is things you should avoid. And the last is why the things you've learned before are hindering your progress in terms of communication and how to overcome. Please, I need to quickly attend to this call. Thank you, I am back. So now why your past learning is hindering your progress and how to fix it. Now I need you right now to reflect on what you have learned previously. Everything you've learned previously. I want you to identify any areas where you feel less confident. What area is it? So for those of us that are in the 6-week Vision Master Academy and we're here, what area do you feel less confident? Is it the stress placement? Is it the individual sounds? Is it intonation? Which area is it? You need to identify it. If you're not there yet, whichever learnings you've had before around communication skill, which area is it that you have identified as where you feel less confident? Many times it is those areas that make us fear making mistake, that hinders our practicing level. Now, if you have identified that area, the next thing you need to do is to revisit that area. So for those of you in the 6-week Diction Master Academy, I would like that you send that. If you're here and you're in the 6-week Diction Master Academy, please send it to the group, the administrative group, not the assignment group, please, so that it doesn't mix up. Send it to the administrative group, that area you have identified, so that it would be one of the things we will be speaking about during our Zoom meeting when we meet next. Identify that area, then focus on that area. Oftentimes, you need to focus on the practical application of that area. But before then, you need to also learn so that you can understand. And the last thing you want to go, there are a lot of learning resources online. One of the places I love to get learning resources is Fluent U. Fluent and U, just letter U. Fluent and letter U, just letter U. Go on Google and search. They have lots and lots and lots of free resources. Another place you can go is on YouTube. Like people say, YouTube is what do they call it? It's a university on its own, online university. Do not joke with YouTube. These 2 places are places you need to reflect on, focus on, and try to work on that learning gap you have identified, that place that you need to work more on to bring up your confidence. And of course, you need to celebrate your progress. Track your improvement and acknowledge your achievement. When you acknowledge your achievement, it tells you that you're moving forward. Somehow it helps to bring back that motivation you had. Remember I said many times people, they have that zeal, that energy in the first 2-3 days. Afterwards, it dies, that motivation dies, and it's not your fault. Of course, there are lots of other things that need your attention. Family, work, friends, your health, all of those are there. But then when you are big on celebrating your progress, your little progress, many times because you can track your progress and you're celebrating it, you're acknowledging it. It helps to bring back that zeal. It helps to bring back that motivation to want to do more and to continue to do more. Now, at this junction, I'm going to take questions. This is 7:48. We have about 12 minutes. I'm going to take questions for 5 minutes, then I'll proceed. If you have questions, please send your questions to the chat room. Send your questions to the chat if you have questions. A lot of people says pronunciation and grammar, grammar and intonation, pronunciation and spelling, grammar, speaking. Somebody says mine is speaking. Which part of speaking? When you speak, which part is it you lack confidence in? Is it how your pronunciation sound, or is it your grammar, or is it your voice? So now that you've identified it, you want to now learn. You want to learn it, and you want to learn, and you want to, what's the word now? You want to start practicing. Now somebody says, is it junction or juncture? Okay, these two words aren't wrong. Both are correct, but they mean different words or different things. So junction means junction, where two things meet, right? Juncture is when you say, at this juncture, I am going to request that you come pay your tithes, something like that. Do you understand it? Who asked that question? Who asked that question? That question is asked by, I can't find it again. So it says, when is the 6 weeks training starting? Okay, let's talk about the 6 weeks Diction Master Academy. The 6 week Diction Master Academy starts immediately you make your payment. Immediately you register, you start. Now, what exactly is the 6 weeks training about? The 6 week Diction Master Academy is an academy that runs for 6 weeks. For 6 weeks, Mondays to Fridays, you would have access to the e-learning platform. For you to access the e-learning platform, all you need is your phone and Chrome. Or if you're an iPhone user, your phone and Safari or any browser that you're using. It could even be Microsoft Bing or Opera Mini. Anyone you already have on your device will work with the e-learning platform. So on the e-learning platform for 6 weeks, we have lessons Mondays to Fridays. In fact, we already have extra 13, is it 13 now, videos. I don't think it's 13. I can't remember the figure that we will be adding to the 6 week Diction Master Academy. One thing about the 6 week Diction Master Academy is because you have access to the e-learning platform, every time we update it, it automatically updates on your e-learning portal. So even after 6 weeks, for example, let's assume you registered in, this is June, let's assume you registered in March. Your 6 weeks is over already. You're supposed to be out of the academy, but you will not be out because you still have access to the e-learning platform and you still have access to joining the Saturday Zoom session. So when we even say it's 6 weeks, you're learning more than 6 weeks. So on Saturdays, we'd usually have a session on Zoom between 8, where we have question and answer sessions, and we talk about topics that people have been asking questions around to help them improve, and of course, to get feedback, criticism, and review. Now, in the 6 week Diction Master Academy, Mondays to Fridays, when you learn on the e-learning platform, each lesson has homework, or we call it quiz sometimes. So when you do it, you then send feedback. Most of this homework comes in form of voice notes or videos. So you send your voice notes or your video to our assignment WhatsApp group. When you submit your assignment there, between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m., the instructor comes to the WhatsApp assignment group to listen to what you have submitted and give you feedback. So with the feedback, you can know what you have done well, what you haven't done well. You can redo your assignment, or you can ask questions again. So the 6 week Diction Master Academy is a self-paced program. Once you make payment, you join the administrative group. We send you the step to accessing the e-learning platform. Once you follow the step carefully and you do the right thing, you get your access in less than 48 hours. The only reason why you won't get access is if you don't follow the steps. And immediately you can start to learn, start to submit your assignment, start to get feedback, And on Saturday, you join the Zoom session for feedback, for criticism, for other learnings, and question and answers. That is what the 6-week Diction Mastery is about. So when you're asking when is it starting, it is a self-paced program. In fact, tonight I have a huge bonus for just 15 people who would join the 6-week Diction Master Academy. The 6-week Diction Master Academy, the 6 weeks Diction Master Academy is sold at 30,999 naira. By the moment, we're selling it for 20,999 naira. Aside that, it comes with a bonus worth 83,000. Now, those bonus, they are in form of videos, audios, ebooks, PDFs, etc. But for 15 other people that will be joining tonight, you will get the academy, you will get into the academy at 20,999 naira. You would get the bonuses worth 83,000 naira. You would get the full money back guarantee if you attend the academy and you don't learn. In fact, and you don't get transformed. Also, tonight, the first 15 people to join the academy tonight will get 3 extra bonuses. One of them is the Say It Right audiobook. Now, the Say It Right audiobook is one of the resources that the people in the 6 weeks Diction Master Academy always love to buy. But somebody in the academy came to pick up hers yesterday, Saturday, at our office, and she bought it for 10,000 naira. The soft copy is sold at 7,500 naira. You would get it for free. This Say It Right audiobook, it's an online resources that can help you practice. At the 6th week Diction Master Academy, we gave them 3 resources. 2 of them was for free, while the third one, which is the Say It Right Academy, Say It Right audiobook, is for sale. But you, if you're paying tonight, you're getting it for free. It is worth 10,000 naira. You'll also get my video. There's a video I made recently on the roadmap to helping you improve your pronunciation in 3 months. In just 3 months, your pronunciation will change. The video is selling on Seller at the moment for 15,000 naira. If you join the 6th week Diction Master Academy, you would also get that for free. And the last is you'll get the dictionary. You're going to get a dictionary that you can use to practice on your own for free as well if you join tonight. It's only those who join tonight that will get these 3 bonuses. So I believe you know what the 6th week Diction Master Academy is about now, Jinika. Okay, so let's go to the next question. It says, if you would like to make your payment for the 6th week Diction Master Academy, like I mentioned, just 15 people will get the bonuses tonight. Please check the group for the payments links. I'm also going to send the account number to the chat room in few minutes. Can I get the account number, please? I'll send the account number to the chat room in few minutes as well. Okay, another question says, please, my queen, can you still issue a certificate for us? Which of the certificates? Is it for the webinar? If it is for the webinar, no, please. We aren't issuing certificate for the webinar again. It was really misused. The opportunity was misused. So we aren't giving out the certificate again, if that is the one you're saying. What is the meaning of Schwa you mentioned of? Schwa is a sound. Schwa. It's pronounced Schwa. It's a sound in English. It is a vowel sound. We like to say that it is the most significant vowel sound in English because all vowel letters can make the Schwa sound. And it is articulated, watch my mouth. It's a closed sound, so you're not opening your mouth. You go, Many times, we have it in words that ends with ER at the end, like water. When you spell water, W-A-T-E-R, the ER at the end makes a Schwa sound. In the 6th week Diction Master Academy, we have 3 video lessons. 3 lessons talks about the Schwa. It also has PDF. I think we gave out 1 PDF or 2 PDFs around the Schwa lesson. You know why? The Schwa is the most significant sound in English. If you have not mastered how to use the Schwa, when you speak with correct pronunciation, you're going to sound like a rookie. That is someone who is just starting to learn. You're going to sound like a beginner, something like that. And that is why we emphasize the Schwa in the 6th week Diction Master Academy. We also have, yes, in the 6th week Diction Master Academy, check this out. So if you join the I need it again, please. If you join the 6 Week Diction Master Academy again tonight, like I said, you're paying 20,999 naira. That will cover the 6 Week Diction Master Academy itself. It would also cover the bonuses worth 83,000. It would also cover 3 other bonuses that I'm giving out tonight. One of them is worth 10,000, the other is 15,000, and the last one, the dictionary, is actually, for you to get the dictionary, you have to pay in dollars. So you're going to get all of these for free if you pay tonight. That is, if you pay tonight. This is for the first 15 people. The account details have been sent to the group. Also, I'm typing out the account details to the chat room right now. And of course, like I said, we are launching the online language group this July. This is for those that are already in the academy and those that are just joining. What this will do is every month, twice a month, we'll meet in the alumni group. We already have an alumni group. We're using the alumni group for this. It's on Telegram. So every month we'll meet twice to have conversations so that our learning will not just be passive learning. Yes, we have done a lot of other things that is making it active learning, but to further make it an active learning. And all of this is just going for 20,999 naira. So if you're interested, make your payment and please send it to the group immediately. Once we get our 15 people, the 3 bonuses I added tonight will not be there again. Those 3 bonuses will not be there again. You still get it at that price, but you won't have access to those bonuses again. Okay. And it says, Diction Queen, I am, well done, ma'am. I was part of the last set. Can I have access to the videos too? Which of the videos are they, Schwa? Schwa, do you mind talking about the 6 Week Diction Master Academy here? Would you like to talk about it? Let me give you access to say something about the 6 Week Diction Master Academy. Let me know. Please, ma'am, pronounce this word. AID. A-I-D is pronounced AID. While H-E-A-R is pronounced here. Here. I can also see Hamed Buba. You're also part of the 6 Week Diction Master Academy. Let me know if you'd like to say anything about it, or you could just type in the chat room if you don't want to talk. Please, what is the name of the club you encourage us to join? Toastmasters. It's Toastmasters. Please, letter A sounds A. Letter A sounds A. And letter E sounds E, not the same sound. Please, ma'am, I have not been following on 6 Week Diction, both the e-learning platform, because of illness. Oh, sorry, madam. I hope you feel better now. Once you're ready, you can kickstart your learning. Please, my queen, I need webinar certificate. Ma'am, we aren't giving out webinar certificate again. Please do not pay for the certificate. Is it audio dictionary? The dictionary is a dictionary on pronouncing. It covers the transcription, the pronunciation, the synonyms, history of the word, examples, the grammar usage, and many other things. I bought the dictionary in dollars, actually. I think we should finish this step before embarking on another. I don't understand that. Please mention the free resources again to improve your communication skills. The free resources is Fluent U and YouTube. Can I use your GT account details? Yes, please. I believe you have it. If you have the GT account details, please use it. If you are paid, please send your receipt to the group so I can start counting. I'm trying to reduce those that have access to these bonuses because they are resources. Could you please help me with the light? It just fell. They are resources that I sell, and I wouldn't want to jeopardize that. So please, once it's 15, I'm going to take off the bonuses. If you are paid, kindly let me know, please. Well done, ma'am. I was part of the last set. Can I have access to the videos too? I do not know the videos you're talking about, Adeshewa. Is it the ones we are updating? If yes, if you're on the e-learning platform, yes, you would automatically get access to it. And I asked earlier also if you'd like to say anything about it. Somebody says, Diction, okay, I've answered that one. I am one of your students. Okay, please send your questions to the administrative groups. I have not been online since morning, maybe that's why. So please send it to the administrative group, not the assignment group, the administrative groups, please. Thank you so much for clarifying. When is the training starting? I just said that it's a self-paced training. Those that are paying tonight will get access to the academy payment tomorrow. Hope I will still get the bonuses. If we don't have 15 people tonight, yes, we'll get the bonuses. But I believe we'll get that 15 people tonight. What I would encourage you is to make part payment tonight, and you complete your payment tomorrow. That is what I would encourage. Please, I would like to join the alumni group. That's an awesome innovation. Okay, please send a message to your group, your own group, your own 6 weeks group, so I can send the alumni group to read so that anyone on the group that wants to join can just get access. Please, how do one join the club? Which of the club? Is it the Toastmasters club? Toastmasters, just go online and type Toastmasters club if you're in Abuja, put in Abuja. There are different clubs in Toastmasters in Abuja. If you're in Lagos, just put in Lagos. They'll bring you all the options that you have in Lagos. In Lagos, we have in Festac, we have in VI. On the island, we have about almost 10 of them. In Ikeja too, we have about 5 of them. We have in Festac. Those are the ones I know. I belong to one in Ikeja and Festac. So just go on Google and type Toastmasters in Abuja, Nigeria. Toastmasters in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Anywhere you live, they'll give you the list of where they are. You can always go there. We always have our meetings twice a month. So you need to find out when they have their meetings and the time and the venue. You can also join online. Some clubs do strictly online. Why some clubs, they do online and offline. For example, my club, our first meeting is usually the first Thursday in the month. We do online, while the second meeting is third Thursday in the month. We do offline. In fact, for the offline, you can still join online as well. So we call it hybrid, right? I can come in as a guest. As a guest, you don't have to pay. So come in as a guest to see what they're doing. If it is something that interests you, you can then make provision for making payment. We pay in dollars, actually, and we pay yearly. It's a yearly payment. Please, ma'am, pronounce succumb. Succumb. The B is silent. What can I do when I'm speaking and I'm to use a word which I haven't studied the right pronunciation? Okay. Now, what you should do, many times, you cannot identify the pronunciation. Can you please turn off the torchlight? You cannot identify the pronunciation of words yourself, except you already know the transcription. So what I do many times is I pronounce it the way I know how to pronounce it. Excuse me. I take note of the pronunciation. Having taken note of the pronunciation, when I get home, I make sure I learn the pronunciation of that word. That is what I do. Another thing you could do is to listen to people who speak right more often. When you listen to them more often, there is a possibility that you have heard how that word was being pronounced before you want to pronounce it. Those are the 2 things you can learn. Many times you cannot learn all the words in English yourself. You learn most of them by listening to others. You can't learn them yourself. You learn most of them by listening to others, right? Okay. Which other questions do I have? Okay, Adeshawa says, the Diction Master Academy was lit. I have taken about 3 diction courses earlier, but none could withstand the knowledge I acquired in the Mastery Diction Academy. I now have extra 2 schools I instruct. I can go on and on to testify, but I will leave it here. If you haven't registered, please do yourself this favor. You will be glad you did. Adeshawa, where do you stay? If you stay in Lagos, please reach out to me. I have some schools that I need instructors, Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt. If you live in any of this region and you're a diction instructor, reach out to me. I should just link you with those schools. Somebody says, for those in diaspora, how do we join too? By making your payment, can you pay in Naira? If you cannot pay in Naira, you can pay online via seller. How do you join? What do you mean, how do you join? It's an online class. So you can join from anywhere. We have people from Kenya, we have people from Ghana, we have people from the UK as well in the City Diction Master Academy. So you can join from anywhere, anywhere. Hamad Buba says, I'm encouraging participants this night to register for the 6 weeks Master Academy. It's high rewarding because they will be transformed very quickly. So if you stay in Alakbara Ketu, could you believe that same Alakbara Ketu, we've been looking for an instructor from the beginning of this term until now. We had to tell the school until next term. Please reach out. I never knew you were a diction instructor. Please, if you're here and you're in the 6-week Diction Master Academy and you're a diction instructor, please reach out. I have a particular group for diction instructors where I post any school that my team cannot take due to many reasons. It could be location. It could be Again, the 6-week Diction Master Academy runs for 6 weeks. How do we know how to transcribe? By learning the sounds. You learn the sounds. You master the sounds. You need to know the sound you can hear in a word. And once you know the sound you're hearing, you can write it, then you're good with transcription. Transcription is also one of the things we learn in the 6-week Diction Master Academy. So if you'd like to enroll for the 6-week Diction Master Academy, if you pay tonight, you're going to pay 20,999 naira instead of 30,999 naira. You would get my bonuses worth 83,000. You would also get a full money back guarantee. You would have access to the alumni group where we would have sessions twice a week to help us improve our conversational skills in making what we have learned become active learning instead of passive learning. You'd also have access to my extra 3 bonuses. One of them is the Say It Right audiobook, which is worth 10,000 naira. It contains over 200 commonly mispronounced words and do-it-yourself tips to help you improve your communication skills. You also access what's it called now? You'd access a dictionary that I use on my phone. You'd also access a class that I held weeks ago, which is worth 15,000 naira. So for you to pay to the account details in the chat. The account details is also sent to the WhatsApp groups. And I believe you have heard, Adiola, congratulations. Adiola said she has paid. Congratulations. And I hope you also heard, or you must have read also in the chat room, what Adeshewa Adedeji said and what Ahmed Buba said. Thank you so kindly, everyone. Somebody says, I paid for the webinar certificate for over a week. If you have paid for the webinar certificate, follow the instruction about the webinar certificate. You're asked to send your receipt, the one you paid for the webinar, and the one you paid for the certificate. The reason why we're asking that you send these 2 receipts is because a lot of people already got certificates, more than those that have paid. So it means that some people got certificate without paying. So that's why we're requesting you send your webinar fee. We know you paid your webinar, but we want to be sure that you have your webinar receipt and your certificate receipt. Once you follow that instruction, you will get your certificate. Thank you, Madam Adebisi. So thank you, everyone. I believe I have answered all your questions. Have a wonderful weekend. Anytime I listen to you speak, my spirit is uplifted. I am happy to be here. I appreciate your feedback, Christopher. Thank you so kindly. And I hope you are already in the 6 weeks Diction Mastery Academy. You did not answer my question. What is your question? I have done the transfer. Thank you, Zia Omo. On all right. Okay, all right or all right. Both is correct. Whether you spell with ALLRIGHT or ALRIGHT, both is correct. Now, ALRIGHT is informal, while ALLRIGHT is formal. I hope I've answered your question, ma'am. Thank you so very much, Odebumi. Yunusa says, I have private chatted you. Please. On my device. In fact, my device at the moment, I've not been online for about 2 days now. If you watch, if you're conversant with my own personal device, it hasn't been online since yesterday. My Samsung is really, really overheated. It's extremely overheated because the messages is really too much. It's extremely much. So what I would advise is call me instead. If you send me any message now, the truth is I can't access it. So just call me instead. If it deserves, but if it is something you can send on the general platform, please go ahead and send. My team will attend to you. In fact, I had to skip yesterday's 6 Weeks Academy class because of my device. My phone is on the other side. My laptop, in fact, I don't know. As of yesterday, I was just confused. Both of them just decided to act up on the same day. So it's this week I plan to visit a phone shop to maybe get a new phone and maybe work on my laptop or something. This laptop I'm using tonight is not mine, it's my partner's, and I couldn't access him yesterday. So if you're here in the 6th Academy and you notice we didn't show up yesterday, I apologize for that. Okay, I need to go now, please. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. If you're paid, make sure you send your receipts to the group. We'll attend to you. Somebody says, I was upset with you because you left me unread for a long time, not until you mentioned this. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me. In fact, you can rather reach me via maybe Facebook Messenger. My name on Facebook Messenger is Olubukola Rukayat Agbalaya. You can reach out to me via that, or you just call me. Those are the two ways to access me, or send me an Instagram DM. But WhatsApp DM, many times it's not like I am ignoring your messages. It's just that I use a Samsung phone, and for Samsung users, you know how bad Samsung can be with overheating. When my overheats, it goes off by itself and boots up on its own. So it's not a phone I really have control over. Thank you. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the patience. I appreciate everything. We always get your feedback, and we're working on what's the word now? On serving you better. We're always working on serving you better. If we can be having this class on Sundays, I wish to pay for another 6 weeks section. Can you see, this is the second person that sent that message that I wish to pay for another one. I got one message, was it yesterday or this morning? This is another person. I need to take a screenshot of it. Please put me one of your phone. Another person saying the same thing. I wish to pay for another. If they're not getting value, they would not say I want to pay for another. And you should already know, if you're somebody that follow me bomber to bomber, you know anything I give out, I would always go extra mile. I would always give more than I promise. I always love to give more than I promise. I always love to give more than I promise. So if you follow me well, you will know me for that. I always like to give more than I promise. So if you're here, take advantage of the 6 weeks Diction Master Academy. I need to go now. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'd appreciate if you could leave feedback about this class on your social media handles, tag us at Fluent Speech, on the WhatsApp groups, any of the WhatsApp groups where you belong. Talk about today's class. I appreciate you. Thank you. And of course, we have a referral program. If you refer the 6 Week Diction Master Academy and someone pays through you, you get 50% of whatever they have paid. So if you have friends that need the 6 Week Diction Master Academy, talk to them about it. Once they make payment, you get 50% of whatever they have paid. So imagine you're able to convince 5 of your friends. On each person, you get 50% of what they pay. Okay, my name on Facebook is Olubukola Rukayat Agbalaya. The team is Fluent Speech. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. I look forward to reading about your feedback tonight in the groups and on social media. God bless you too, Oppo. I'm glad you got more than you paid for. Bye-bye.